You're not going to believe some of the incredible items I just picked up for under 50 bucks. And I can guarantee you're going to be amazed at the functionality of some of these tools, as many of these items I've never heard of or seen before. So let's dive right into these 5 unique tools for under 50 bucks. So last week I hit the ground running as I couldn't help myself and I dove deep into Amazon. Real deep. That's my cuz for you. And honestly, I was amazed at what I found, especially for this price. And even though my price limit was set at 50 bucks, most of these items are well below that. So let's dive right in and take a look at what I got. First up today, we have the Bullseye Bore Laser Alignment Power Drill Accessory. Let's take a look. You know, that reminds me of my last birthday. I wanted a drill, so when my baby's mama asked me what I wanted, I told her a Black & Decker. Unfortunately, she picked up a racially aggravated assault charge. So this first item is the most expensive item we'll be taking a look at today, coming in at $49.95. But it's also one of the items I'm most excited about, as it might replace some of my higher end accessories like my drill guides. As from all the research I've done, these can range in price from $50 all the way up to $200. So let's tear into this tiny little box and see what this tool is all about. So as I open up the box, I'm already pretty impressed, as this tiny little tool actually has a carrying case. And along with that quick start guide, if we opened up that zippered carrying case, you can see it comes with everything we need to get started, including 2 batteries as well as the drill accessory. So I'll quickly get those batteries installed so that we can take a look at how this thing works. So how does this little red device work? Well, it really couldn't be more simple. Let's take a look at the device itself. If we look on the very back, you'll see there's a small on and off switch. If we flip that switch on, you'll see that it initiates 2 red lasers on the opposite side of the tool. It's these 2 lasers that shine out of the front of the tool that are going to create the bullseye effect on your workpiece. So if you're like me, your next logical question is, how does it attach to your drill and what drills is it compatible with? Let's first cover how you attach this thing, as it has everything to do with some powerful magnets that are inside the tool. It's these magnets that actually attach directly to the chuck of your drill. Simply slide it over the chuck of any standard size drill and you're ready to go. And the hole for this drill accessory is over 1/2 inch wide, so it should be able to accommodate most of your drill bits. And if you're worried about compatibility with your drill, I tested it out on every single one of my drills. And I've got 6 of them, everything from Festool to Milwaukee to DeWalt, and this thing fits perfectly. So let me show you how this thing works by drilling a few holes. This thing is all about the visual aid of concentric circles. Once you flip it on and start your drilling process, you'll see that a couple circles appear. And although because of the frame rate of the camera they may not appear solid, but in real life they're completely solid. And it's at this point that you'll need to keep your eye on those circles. By making sure that both of those circles are completely concentric, you can be assured that you're drilling right at 90 degrees, giving you visual assurance that you're drilling right at 90 degrees versus having to lug around a hefty drill guide. And although it might be difficult to see because of the frame rate of the camera, you can see that when you're off 90 degrees, those circles become skewed. And I just love the fact that this guide is so simple. So if you're in the market for a drill guide, you may want to check out this cheaper alternative before you blow the cash. Well, I love that little thing, and I know it's going to get some use in my shop, but let's move on to our next item, which I'm also super excited about. Next up, we have the Artie Master 90-degree corner clamps. Let's give them a look. All this talk about corners reminds me of that cheap prostitute that works the corner down by McDonald's. Yep, it's just a quarter to pounder. So you may have seen a million types of corner clamps in the past, but I can assure you this one from Artie Master is just a little bit different. If we open up this box, some of those differences might become apparent right away. But if you didn't notice it right away, let me show you the 2 things that intrigue me about these clamps. First up, it's the 2 red squares that come as a part of this clamping kit. Now the fact that they're squares is only part of it, as most corner clamp sets also come with square corners. But unlike the ones that I've been using, these Artie Masters can actually be used as squares or setup blocks. That's right, the clamping jaws for this set not only look like squares, but they also have 16th inch increments written on the very side, which can be perfect for not only setting your table saw to an exact 90, but also setting the table saw blade height. And it's just about the perfect size with its 4-inch height. But honestly, that's only the secondary reason why I got this corner clamp set. Let's take a look at how they come together. One of my biggest frustrations with corner clamps like these are the round holes and the support blocks. I've found these to be a little bit unstable and the blocks can tend to move on you. And part of this has to do with the limited interaction these clamps have with the pin and the small hole. But these Arty Masters appear to have a much more stable support structure, and that's because of the surface area that's attached to the clamp. Instead of having one pin in contact with the square like standard corner clamps, this thing's got an entire flat surface. And I'll have to tell you, the hold with these clamps is not only tighter, but it's also a lot more square. As my experience with the ones with the pins is they tend to bow a bit. And I think all of that has to do with the fact that you have more points of contact with these corner clamps. And finally, another feature that might be helpful for some of you is it does have markings on both sides of the clamping jaw, with one side being in imperial and the other in metric. This way you can preset your clamp for the thickness of your material and not have to guess. So if you're in the market for a corner clamp that doubles as a square that can be used for setup, I don't think you can afford to overlook this Arty Master corner clamp. Well, I'm pretty impressed with both tools we've taken a look at for under 50 bucks, but we've got more tools to take a look at. Next up, we have the Saker 12-inch carpenter square. Let's check it out. I don't like carpenters. My ex-wife cheated on me with one. That and an electrician and a plumber. Yep, she used to jack off all trades. So carpenter squares can be a dime a dozen. In fact, I've got a ton of them. And a lot of people just call these speed squares, which is a valid name as they're just that easy to use. And you can spend just a few dollars or well over $100 depending on the needs for your shop. And I've covered a lot of these in the past, but for today, I'm interested in the unique features of this Saker square. So let's get this thing out of the box and see what it's all about. So as I take this thing out of the box, I'm kind of getting the feeling that this thing is like any other speed square. Just like many other speed squares, this thing is 7 inches tall, but the box says something different. That's right, this is actually a 12-inch square, which we'll get into in just a moment. Now, I'm not going to go over all the features of this speed square as it's just like many others, but there are a few distinguishing differences. First off, I really like the black background and white writing that's really easy to read, and it's even got a conversion chart for your common rafter conversion. And it's got the same scribing notches at every 1/4 of an inch that you see with most common speed squares. And just like others, you can even use the pivot point on this speed square to scribe out any angle you want. But of course, none of those features are why I got this Saker square. Let's take a look at why I purchased the square. To understand that, we need to go back to the box. This is a 12-inch square. So there has to be a way to convert this square. To convert it, we first need to twist this bronze knob on the very top. Once that knob is loosened, we can pull out on this orange finger slot on the top of the square. With that orange tab extended, you can see how this square goes from 7 inches to 12 inches. And that orange tab even has some holes in it and markings as well. Let's take a closer look at the tab. First off, you'll notice that that orange ruler extends the measurements from the base of the tool. And you'll also notice some degree measurements going from 90 degrees to 10 degrees. Instead of referencing the base of the square, these degree measurements reference the intersection of the orange ruler and the speed square. But what about those tiny holes on the orange ruler? Well, these are actually scribe holes continuing down at a 1/4 of an inch down to the 12 inches. And to lock that orange ruler into place, all you need to do is to twist the bronze knob on the top. But is this thing square at its full capacity of 12 inches? Well, let's find out. So to do this, I'll first strike a line with my 12-inch woodpecker square. Then I can take my Saker square and strike a line right next to it. And if we compare the two lines right next to each other, you can see they're perfectly parallel. And in my opinion, that's pretty impressive for a square with extension capacity. So if you're looking for a 7-inch speed square with just a little bit more reach that can fit in your toolbox, I don't think you can overlook this Saker carpenter square. Well, we're getting right through them, and I'm very impressed with each tool we've taken a look at so far. But we've got 2 more unique tools to take a look at for under $50. So let's take a look at our 4th. Before we do that, however, I ask you to do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video. It really helps out this woodworking channel. Also, if you haven't already, check out my website, Flynndogwoodwork.com. There you can find all sorts of fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos, and I've just released a lot of new models. And if any of these unique tools interest you, I'll leave links in the description below so that you can go check them out for yourself. Lastly, if you'd like to support the channel further, check out my channel memberships where you can get early access to all my videos as well as 1 member video a week. Now let's get back to our 4th tool. Next up, we have the heavy duty tool bag organizer. Let's give it a look. You know, I could have used that bag when my ex-wife packed my bags and told me to leave. As I was headed out the door, she told me, "I hope you die a slow, painful death." So I said, "You want me to stay?" So if you have a growing honey-do list like I do, you're going to need to take the tools from your shop up to your house. And that's precisely what I hope this tool bag can help accomplish. So organization of my tools when I go to the house is really quite a mess, as I'm currently using a tool bag. Everything gets mixed together and I lose things all the time. But the nice thing about this bag, if we open it up, is it's got multiple zippered compartments to store your tools. In fact, it's got 6 zippered compartments, 2 smaller ones as well as 4 larger ones. And the smaller ones are even removable as they're attached with Velcro, so they're perfect for things like screws and bolts. And with its pockets being 12 inches long, you can really fit some big tools in here. And there's even a clear exterior pocket that you can access once this bag is closed. And to close this thing, you simply roll it up and clip it into place. But how much can this thing hold? Well, let me show you what I've got in it. As I unpack this, you can really see how many tools are inside this tool bag, making this a great way to finish up your honey-do list. So if you're looking for a great way to take with you some of your tools, you may want to check out this roll-up tool bag. Well, we're finally down to our last tool of the day, and not only is this our cheapest tool of the day, but it's also our smallest. This is the Genius Lab Gear Pocket Engineer. Let's give it a quick look. I love engineers. I have a Polish friend who's an audio engineer, and a Czech one too. Czech one too. So I may be showing off this little guy a little bit early, as this would make a great stocking stuffer. This has got to be one of the most complex cheat sheets I've ever seen. This credit card size quick reference guide is perfect to fit right into your wallet. And with its black background and white writing, not only is it easy to read, but since it's made out of stainless steel, it's going to last you a while. Now the reason I got this Pocket Engineer is sometimes with woodworking you need to use a calculation or equation that isn't necessarily that common. And I'll have to say this thing's got just about everything you'll need. Let's take a look at the first side. You'll first notice that everything is laser etched, and this side has got a metric ruler, a metric compass, a photographic scale ruler, a flathead screwdriver, a straight edge, an inch fraction conversion, an inch ruler, an inch compass, and a protractor. And it even has some holes in the card to help you with alignment and even scribe out lines and mark your angles. And if we flip the card around, you'll be amazed at all the data on the back. And this is kind of out of control. It's got pressure conversions, physics contents, power conversions, SAA ruler, temperature and mass conversions, trigonometry, area and length conversions, physics equations, order of magnitude prefixes, and pipe inner diameter measurement. Which is probably more information than I'll ever need, but it's nice to have that much data and equations in your back pocket. And since the holidays are right around the corner, I think this would be a great pickup to put into someone's stocking. Well, I sure had a whole lot of fun checking out all of these unique tools that cost less than 50 bucks. And I really appreciate you joining me along the way. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video, as it really does help out this woodworking channel. And check out my website, Flynndogg.com, where you can get access to all sorts of fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos. And as a reminder, I'll leave links in the description below for all the tools we took a look at today so that you can go check them out for yourself. And finally, if you'd like to support the channel, check out my channel memberships where you can get early access to all my videos as well as one member video a week. Until next time, take care as always. All right, let's get it. So what does a carpenter do after one night stand? The other one on the other side of the bed. That was good. Let's try this one. So last week I swallowed a bag of Scrabble letters. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster. Jeez. All right, last try. Did you hear about that engineer who started a business in Afghanistan making landmines that look like prayer mats? Yeah, he's doing real well. Profits are going through the roof.